Hey, with tariffs rattling the markets and headlines changing
Oh
almost by the hour,
no!
how do you find the right stocks to buy for this coming week? I've got three setups that are cutting through the noise. One of them could really surprise you. Let's break them down, starting with the one that is quietly beating Bitcoin and end with the most dominant AI stock in the market. Is it time to buy? Let's find out. Okay, this one really shocked me, but before we head to the charts, you'd think that the kind of losses this one is having, insider selling, would send the thing into just a tailspin and it would be tanking, but it's still climbing. Why? This chart reminds me of what was going on back about 3, 4, 5 months ago, back in this area of the charts. If you recall, you couldn't tune on to X or Instagram or YouTube without hearing Michael Saylor really pitching like P.T. Barnum the aspect of Bitcoin and how it was basically the answer to everything. What happened was MSTR continued to fall until it hit the 200-day moving average right there. Then it did a rally attempt back up to this level just above the 50-day moving average, dropped back down. This is a very classy move. Had a rally attempt here, came down, double tested back here at this past level, then another rally attempt, and as you can see, on mediocre volume at best, pulls back again to retest these lows. And this past week, we finally bounced back up. A couple of very positive things are happening with MicroStrategy is, one, we've broken out above the downtrending line. That's positive. We have a higher high. We have to take out that swing high right there. What's the price on that swing high is we've got 319.47. How high did we get this week? We actually got up to 320. Intraday, we actually took out that swing high. So we could say that we're at least in a short-term uptrend. Again, very short-term. But let's take a look and see what the heck could happen here and what's the projection of where prices could go. Okay, if I just grab right here, and from where it's at right now, let's say we bought it on Monday when the market opens up and we get it about the 319 level. If we just make it back to the past highs from the latter part of 2024, that's a 69% gain. Okay, not too bad. But wait, there's more. When you take a look at the weekly charts, let me blow this up for you just a little bit. On the weekly charts, if I extend from just a Fibonacci from this high back to this low and watch it heading back up, where's it likely to go? Grab that with a Fibonacci. There it is. From this high to that low, that gives me a new target. If it breaks out of this high, that would give me a target of about this 200% retracement. That would be $972. How far is that from where we currently are? Based on where we closed today, if we take off from, if it continues to climb, it's not going to go up there immediately, but that run would be about 200%. How long could it take us to get there? That's another great question to ask. The last time it rallied like this, it hit the peak in 77 days or 12 weeks. Could MicroStrategy reach that point by that time? We don't know, but it definitely looks like a really good buy after putting in this double bottom. And the other very positive news on this stock is my longer-term momentum, as represented by the TSI, has started to shift to the upside. And if you'll go take a look at it, there are some past things on the chart. It puts in, when it does that type of a move, you get some really healthy moves to the upside. So what's next? PLTR has just gone from an AI buzzword to battlefield tech. And it doesn't look like it's going to slow down. Is this a real move or just hype? Let's check out the chart to see if buyers are actually stepping in to buy PLTR. The chart of PLTR reveals that the price action over the last 7 days shows that we have broken above the downtrend line on higher volume. That's very positive. And notice TSI, the momentum did shift on the daily chart at the right point. And then this week, we've just gotten a little bit of just sideways movement, but it's hung out, the positive side, it's hung out above the moving averages. So will those moving averages hold? We shall see. From where it's at, how far could it run to hit past highs? Okay, measuring from today's close, that would be about a 30+% gain. So certainly something to look out for, and it could do that, I would say, prior to the end of the year, or also potentially it could challenge those past highs when it enters earning times, when it has its earnings on the 5th of May after the market is closed. What does our weekly chart have to tell us about this? Similar type situation. We came back, retested this past low, and it rebounded. Nice bullish engulfing on the weekly chart from last week, and we've broken out from there. What I would look at is how far could it go, and I can do the same darn thing I did for MicroStrategy, is just throw a Fibonacci on there, and from high to low, and that can give me my additional upside. Each one of those Fibonacci's on the way up, the 127.2, the 1618, and the 200% extension, that would be a symmetric extension of the breakout, which would put us up at about 187. What kind of a move would that mean for us going forward? About 97%. Have I piqued your interest yet about this? Similarly to MicroStrategy, check out what's going on here. Long-term momentum, as seen by the TSI, turning out at long-term momentum support, which is right there around the 0 line on the TSI. Love this indicator. And if you haven't seen it yet, please take a look at the video that I did about market bottoms. I show you how to use that TSI real well for predicting where those bottoms are. I think it's pretty red hot that we've already shown two stocks that have the potential of doubling, or more within the next 12 months. So that's pretty red hot. Now, the next stock we're looking at has got some big troubles. You want to be watching it because it's not going away. That stock is NVDA, that continues to get slammed real hard. But instead of scaling back, what are the owners of Nvidia doing? They're doubling down and trying to grow their market. And so that's what they're doing. They're searching for growth and not retreat. So let's zoom in on the chart to see exactly where we might want to be buyers, or maybe you just want to let it continue to melt down a little bit more. Let's see what the chart says. As you see on the chart of NVDA, it looks totally different than the charts that we showed for MicroStrategy and for PLTR. What strikes me as a technical analyst on this is price action is below every major moving average. It's below the 8, it's below the 34, it's below the 50-day, it's below the 200-day moving average. And when price action is living down in those type of areas, you kind of want to be very wary about trying to jump back into a position. And so a lot of people try to pick the bottom. That's not good. This is showing us a pretty classy move. What are a couple of things we can come away with as NVIDIA battles the issue with tariffs, even though it has made a promise to make a significant large investment in manufacturing chips here in the US? A couple of positives here. One, the price action, look at these big volume and large rain candles, those big green ones. Excellent. However, it only got back up into the zone around the 50-day moving average and the 34-day moving average, found resistance, and then fell back down. So what we're waiting for is to find out, is this a rally attempt? Is this a real rally attempt, or is it a dead cat bounce? If we fail and we kill this lower level here at the $86 level and break out below that, and we will show you where it might go if it does that, that would be a negative on this. That kind of gives us a range, somewhere in this range here. where that's from the $86, $87 up to where it closes or was today, which is about $100. That's a little zone that Nvidia has to prove itself in. The other factor that's showing us that we may be in for a more significant pullback, or at least a pullback down to the lows, is notice that the daily TSI, that's what I love about the TSI also, as when it approaches the 0 line and these other two lines here, the -20 and the +20, when it approaches those areas, that's where it finds support oftentimes. As you can see, we hit it here and it fell. We hit it here and it fell. Will it continue to blow on down to the 86 level? Don't know. What I will do is I will lay in an alert on this about that level right there, so that if it gets down to that level, which I'll give you a number on that, if it gets down to approximately, I say about $95, which is only about $6, $7 away, that's when I want to be alerted to potentially take action if I get a reversal signal. What is the weekly charts telling us? And as you can see, look to your left. It is if you look to your left, that the low we got to ended at this week falls right into this zone over here. That was a consolidation zone before it went on this nice move up here. However, dadgummit, I can't help it. That's looking a lot like a rounded top. If this area at 86.62 does in fact fail, just start ticking down the levels, okay? The next level of support would be here. Strong level of support. That's on a weekly chart. Remember, your weekly support is stronger than your daily chart. And then where's the next one after that? You could make a case that there's another level of support there. And so that gives us a couple of downside targets. You can also measure that with Fibonacci. So, and $66.17. Those are downside targets. If this area at the $87, $86.62 holds, and we get a rebound and take out the highs for last week at about the 115, 116 level, that could put us back on the uptrend for NVDA. So are you a buyer of NVDA right now? Are you trying to find the bottom? Put a comment down just leave a comment and say, I'm fishing the bottom, or something like that. I do respond to all comments that are made. Any surprises from those three stocks? So which of those three stocks really shocked you? MicroStrategy, even though it shows to be weak in what's happening to it, its chart looks really strong. What about PLTR? Will PLTR be a new replacement for, who knows, a new replacement for Nvidia? And what about Nvidia? I know we can't ignore it. So what are you going to do with Nvidia? Even though it continues to get hammered since the 17th of January this year. So which one of these do you think has the strongest setup for the week? Or is there one I missed? Shout out. Let me know what stock is on your radar that you would like to buy instead of these three. Hey, what if you could prep your trades before Monday? That's right. Just setups already mapped out and orders placed on Sunday. And that's what our AutoPilot Trading members get to do every Sunday with our AutoPilot Trading pre-flight checklist. That's what our AutoPilot Trader members get every Saturday. My pre-flight checklist, that's only available inside of AutoPilot Trading service. You want in? Head to autopilottraders.com and find out how to become an AutoPilot Trader.